Cisco launches Kubernetes container platform. So if people, this to me is the way that Cisco are going to get into this infrastructure as a service kind of offering. So they're using Google's platform here, and they're going to be using that as mass compute power. But what Cisco have been quite smart is that they've kind of detach themselves from the need to want to build infrastructure as a service platforms, but they know that containerization and Dockers and things like that are the way forward. And if you don't know, back in the late 90s and early 90s, we had the VMware, which led to the Hyper-V sort of generation of virtualization. We can have multiple servers on one physical piece of tin. With containerization, we know that the operating system is an overhead, whether or not that's Linux or Windows. Containerization allows us to put predefined applications, but almost virtualized applications. So if I'm hosting an elk stack online, for instance, and I wanted to do that for 200 customers, I in effect could run that on one Linux box, but then install Docker and then have multiple instances of the elk stack running. Or if I wanted to be a MySQL hosting service or something like that, I wouldn't create an individual operating system, a virtual machine for every single version of MySQL. And we know you can't install two versions of MySQL on the same box effectively, or you can, but it's very hacky. You would use containers to deploy this as well. So especially in large hosting environments and a packaged container of applications. If you go onto Azure, there is already an elk stack container already available within Azure, which I'm not too sure if it uses Kubernetes or if it uses Docker. But this containerization is the future, because what we're doing when we went virtualization, we kind of was allowed multiple operating systems on one physical box. Now that's kind of old hat. Now what we want to do is get rid of the overhead that is an operating system, and we just want processors and memory to be able to be hosting applications and databases and things like that, and multiple versions of. We don't want to keep spinning up new operating systems the whole time. So I think what's happened here is Cisco's got over this. They know that this is the future. They know that they're very much in terms of them software-defined networks and intent-based networking and all of this good stuff. I think it looks like what they're doing is going to be able to run large-scale container deployments via the Cisco Universe, Cisco Cloud Platform, because they know that is the way that they're going to be able to absorb quite a lot of the market quite quickly. They probably know that they're not going to be able to host Exchange Online or SMB file shares or Linux Apache farms and stuff like that sort of out the box. So I think this is a very smart way of them capitalizing on where technology is going.